Today, I would like to talk to you guys about how to work smarter, create more while holding a full-time job. After all, I've done it for about 3+ years now. It's been working out pretty good, and I'd like to share with you guys how I go about it. So, without further ado, let's get started with another episode. Alright, how's it going, guys? So as you guys know, I've been doing this YouTube channel for a while now. It's been a few years, and thanks to you all for joining me in this journey because I've been enjoying it a lot. Now, for all of those that don't know me, I'm Harvey Newman. I'm an experienced game developer. I'm an animator. I've been working in the games industry for nearly 2 decades now, and I like to share my passion for art, creating, animation, games, all of that goodness here in this channel with all of you. Now, you guys know me, if you have been following this channel, that I have been in this business for quite a while. And I have to be honest, working a full-time job in this industry is no joke. You probably heard the stories of people crunching, people actually doing all kinds of overtime, which is not cool in any world, and I hate it, and it shouldn't be that way. But the truth of the matter is that it happens. And because it happens, it's hard to do anything else except working. And normally people that don't work in games, they get to play games to chill, right? But when you are a game development and you are testing games on a daily, you are actually updating the game on a daily, and you're looking at a game on a daily, sometimes, and it definitely has happened to me, it feels like it's too much games. Doesn't matter how much hardcore you love games, when you spend years and years and years doing exactly that, 8 hours a day, every single day, especially when you do overtime, it kind of just takes the wind off your sails a little bit, so it's very hard to do anything else outside of work. Now, when I started this channel, and I was hell-bent in starting a YouTube channel mainly because I felt that I had a lot to say, and I felt like maybe there was people out there that wanted to hear it, and because I had so much experience in the game development, all of this knowledge, there was no channel out there that was talking about it, so I wanted to kind of take it upon myself to share that knowledge with all of you. Now, I couldn't find any time to actually do that because my times were taking. We just had a baby girl, becoming a new father. There was so many things going on. The only time I had was generally in the evenings when everybody went to bed. So I would shoot some videos for like an hour at around 9-10 o'clock in the evening, and then I would edit until 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed, wake up at 8, go to work, do the same thing next day, and just edit. And my edits in the beginning was super slow, so it would take me weeks for me to do one video. My first video took me months, so I was very much like about to quit because I thought it's impossible for me to do this. I don't see the way for me to actually do work full-time and do video full-time. Now, something has changed over that time, and that was me reading books and getting information from sources and trying to kind of organize myself the best way possible. So, very first thing that you should do is definitely organization. Organization takes a massive toll, and it makes the whole difference. So if you actually write down what you do in a day, most likely you're going to find gaps that you can fill with a video, right? Let's say you don't actually shoot every day a video or every week a video, but maybe you find one day on a week that you can actually shoot one video. You don't have to edit it. That is enough for you to do that week. Maybe next week on the same hour, you edit that video, right? And slowly but surely you start making time. Now, second point is definitely making sure that you take that time away from Netflix and all the stuff that you do that actually makes you feel good and makes you feel like now I can chill, and start using that time to make things that make you happy outside of work but are productive, right? Because what I found out is that me vegetating in front of the TV, watching Netflix, playing games, or whatever it was, doesn't really apport anything new to my life. Now, that stuff is wonderful, I still do it, obviously, but it doesn't really apport anything, and I'm not moving forward, right? So you want to have this sense that you want to move forward. You have like a cadence to it, right? And to me, moving forward is incredibly important because of the way I was raised. I feel very fearful of going back to where I was from, which is incredibly broke. So I have to constantly be moving forward in order for me to feel at peace, to know that I can provide for my family and things are happening. Now, if you are in that same situation, then you know that moving forward is important, and you finding those times that you can just like stop chilling and then go and do something productive is really, really good. But you need to find something that you genuinely enjoy. So for me, shooting videos and editing videos was two things that I really enjoy and I took pride on. So I felt joy by doing those things, the same joy that I would feel like watching a good movie. Now the third thing that I would say, and this is where becoming smart at it comes along, is finding new angles. So it's very easy for you to fall into the same routines and finding the same solutions all the time, especially as you work in the day job and it feels like it's just, you know, a hamster wheel. So it's very easy for you to kind of just go, I can do it for these reasons, and those 5 reasons stay put all the time, and because of these 5 reasons is why I cannot do these things. Now, if you want to do this and if you want to make it successful, whatever you actually want to do, you need to find new angles, and new angles are incredibly important. If you don't find these new angles and these new ways of seeing life and seeing where you want to be and finding a way to do it, right? This is what I mean by new angles. You won't ever do it, right? You have to find ways of actually getting to the end result by finding angles on how to do it. So that is very important, finding new angles. To me, like since I actually started doing this about 3 years ago, I can see all kinds of opportunities now, because even if I don't see it clearly, a direct line to actually get to the point that I want to be, I can at least find a new angle to the next best thing, or the little step that I can give that gets me closer to that final result. Also, something really important for you guys to know is that you need to find scheduled time for you to do it. So you know that time that I said you have to kind of like get that time, schedule it up, get a calendar, make sure that it's on your schedule, because if it's in your schedule, it means that it's in your mind, and it means that you have reminders on how to do that. It's really easy for you to kind of like unlock from that habit. It takes about 3 months for you to get into a new habit. So within those first 3 months, your body, your mind is going to actually be tempting you to kind of get away from those habits. You guys know probably, if you don't exercise now, or even if you do, the body normally has a tendency to go, you know what, just chill, man. Why are you doing all this work? You've been working so much. You deserve a break. What are you doing? All of those things always play in your mind. For the first 3 months, most likely this is gonna happen. You work so hard. Why do you have to work overtime, doing your own thing, all of that stuff? That stuff is the stuff that you need to schedule it up. Because if you have a system, if you have a schedule, a calendar that where you block 1 hour, 2 hours to do a specific thing on a specific day, it means that you mentally are prepared for that day. So on a Wednesday, if that day comes along and you have to spend 2 hours doing something, you do that thing and then you keep it real. And then next week, you do the same thing. And then 3 months will be passed, and then by a Wednesday, if you don't do that thing, it feels empty. It feels like you're missing out on something, right? Especially if you're watching Netflix or watching something on TV. So definitely schedule it up, get a good work schedule, and then get organized. There's many books out there that actually help you to get that schedule in. So if you want some tips, I can definitely give it to you. Maybe I'll link some stuff below so you guys can actually get some books, some of the stuff that I read that hopefully will help you. Then there's also resting. Resting is important because as you work hard, as you actually work in the evenings, I made the mistake when I started the YouTube channel that I was working so much that I was only resting for a little bit, which means that my creativity was slipping big time. I actually didn't know what was up from down, and I felt like at some point I don't even know if what I was saying made sense to people. So why am I even talking, right? What's the point? Am I just doing this for repetition? Am I doing this just to actually make sure that I do it? Or am I doing this for a reason? Rest is the thing that actually makes the whole difference here, because if you rest, your mind is fresh and you can think clearly, and then not only can you perform at your best, but also you can think outside the box. And this is what I mean about making a mistake, because not sleeping enough is never an option for you to actually work harder, right? You actually working hard and waking up earlier perhaps, but getting the same, like a good 8-hour sleep, that makes you more productive and makes you better creative, right? So do the extra work, but make sure you rest. And last but not least, perseverance. Perseverance is incredibly important because if you don't have them within you, and if you cannot persevere when things get tough, let's say you are working already 8 hours a day, the game is about to ship, and now they're asking you to put a few extra hours, right? But you already have a cadence on something that you're working on. You need to find new angles to persevere so you can continue with that cadence. That to me has been the biggest challenge of this channel, because even though to you guys it might feel like I'm actually being slightly consistent, or at least as consistent as possible, to me I feel throughout these 3 years that I've been incredibly inconsistent, because I've been trying to kind of like slot at least a video a week here and there, and I've been doing it the best I can, and it's been pretty good. But the amount of things that I had to shift in my life in order to make that happen, you probably wouldn't believe it. But I made it happen because of finding new angles for persevering, and because I really want this to hopefully be the best channel for you guys out there, that you guys can have the most information and hopefully help you guys in the best way I can. And that's all I had. I hope this actually makes you a little bit smarter on your choices to actually make sure that you actually work a little bit more, or work on your passion on the side, or showreel in your work, in your animations, all of that goodness. Make sure you follow these 5 steps. And if you do, then let me know how you feel about this. Let me know if you're already doing it in the comments. And overall, I hope this clarifies a little bit about how I go about my business of actually doing these videos and working all this other stuff on the side, because from you guys' perspective it might look like I'm doing a lot, but as long as you're organized, it doesn't really feel, to me at least, like I'm doing a lot. It still feels like I can fit more stuff within the time that I have, the free time that I have, on top of work, on top of family. So I hope you guys are pumped about this. I know I am, because I love this lifestyle and I feel like, you know, I'm moving forward, and that feeling is priceless. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for my Patreons for supporting me. Check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me more, and until next week, stay well, stay safe, peace.